We are not Gluek people, but my great grandfather bought this building from the Gluek family back in 1934. I got into Gluek's because my dad was the sole owner of Gluek's, and it was just a natural progression. Back then, I kind of started out just bartending and cooking and kind of working the floor, not doing much managing. We had three other managers outside of my dad at the time, so I was just kind of starting to work and not starting in as a leadership management role. In 1857, German immigrants came over here and built a brewery. So right up the river here, about 2 miles up, they started building the Gluek Brewery, which now is Gluek Park. So they brewed beer all the way up through Prohibition. They built 11 bars around downtown area, northeast area. As far as I know, the brewery, just made Gluek's beer. Back then, there wasn't 28 different craft beers out of every brewery. But so they had just made Gluek beer. In the 50s, they added what they call Stite, which was a malt liquor. It came in these 8-ounce cans. Gluek's ended up selling. They went under. They started selling, so they sold their bars off, but they were still brewing beer. They sold their brewery to this group from Denver, and these guys came in and changed, since that was their flagship beer, kind of. They changed the whole brewery name to Gluek Brewing Company. My dad Lee and his brother Kent, they had construction people come in, and they shut down for 4 months and transformed the bar into a restaurant bar while my grandpa was in Florida. He walks in the first day, kind of looks around. I mean, it's completely different. The bar used to be down the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was booths on both sides. And then they got rid of the whole bar, put the bar to one side, and had all tables, and then the back room. The back room was the same, but with just the tables and stuff. But that's what people used to do. I think my uncle found these 34-ounce liter beer mugs. They bought one case of them for this contest. And they had the contest, who could drink a beer the fastest and eat a bowl of sauerkraut was the contest or whatever. I don't know what the winner got, maybe like a bar tab or something. But then, the next day they were like, okay, well, what should we do with these glasses? So they said, well, let's put them on the back bar. And they somehow, like some university students, came by and ordered them, and pretty soon more and more were coming, and by like 1986 we were like the off-campus bar of the University of Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
And we were packed at nights, and it was primarily fraternity
good crowd
and sorority college kids.
This basement is old.
1902. Yep.
Do we have, like, do we have tunnels? Like, what kind of cool stuff do we
Well,
find?
if you go down our front stairway, there is an opening to go under what was under the sidewalk. There was these metal doors. They're still around downtown. Not many people use them anymore. But the metal doors that open up, and they used to deliver the keg beer. It used to be downtown tunnels under the sidewalk all the way, because that's where they had like the sewer pipes and electrical was in these tunnels. Ours is still available, and you can still go under there. And there's archways that are cemented up. A guy in the top floor in the very first apartment towards the street fell asleep with a cigarette, and it eventually burned. My dad got a call from like the fire department at like 3 in the morning. Said there's a fire in the in the building. You should come down. And he comes up 50th Street and across the freeway, where you can see downtown. And he looked and he saw smoke, just big smoke. And he's still 4 miles away. And eventually the fire consumed basically the whole building, the roof, third floor, second floor, all came crashing down. The back room did not burn, and it did not. The ceiling fell, the plaster fell, but nothing else happened. Through the 60s and into the 70s, when it was the working man's bar, they just served lunch.
Right.
But then when my dad and his brother converted it to a restaurant, that's when we had started the full kitchen. And Gluek's being a German beer, you know, they thought, let's have a German menu, American German menu, you know. So back then, they made a lot of dishes with sauerkraut. We had veal, Wiener Schnitzel, sour cream, a lot of bratwurst. We've been buying bratwurst from Kamarczek's. But we used to have, in '79, when they first converted it, we had about half German dishes on the menu. I mean, we obviously had burgers and BLTs and chicken.
Gotta have that American side.
Yep. But there's like one thing, the Berliners, the one thing that was on the original menu in '79 that's still on our menu today, outside of a hamburger.
That gets ordered all the time.
And we still sell a ton of them. So now what we kind of aim to do here now is be like an American restaurant with German flair.
1, 2, turn it up, man. I said someday, girl, we'll be walking along.
The first time we played at Gluek's was we were offered every Wednesday in the month of October. And we got the gig because the sound guy, Carl Sword, who's still the sound guy, went to high school with me in Heatbox here.
I'm the sound tech for Gluek's, and I have been for about 12 years, and been working with Root City the entire time they've been here. We worked together, Shane and I and Alex, at Rainbow Foods in Brooklyn Park. And when I first started here, we had Wayne McFarlane on Wednesday nights, and he was doing the reggae show, and it wasn't working out as great as they were hoping here. And
He called up the bass player at the time and said, this new club I'm working at's looking for a new Wednesday night band, and they'll give you a month. And then we proceeded to have never been to Gluek, so on the flyers we spelt it Glicks.
That's
like
right.
like a sane person would spell it.
That's right.
And then we got there on the first night and realized that we were inaccurate on the spelling, but have been there ever since.
And they had that little stage, that little black rickety stage.
Yep.
And it was like, they only like 6 inches tall.
Yeah.
Or like a foot tall.
And Disco Dance put it together and tore it down every week.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they put it up
Oh,
every
wow.
Tuesday and they tore it down every
Because
Thursday.
they had tables there still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seating.
Like a VFW set.
It was
It was so
exactly.
VFW.
It was stolen from a VFW.
Look like a plate of dead bones, and I just wanna keep you warm. Y'all know my love, sweet as a candy drop. Girl, I got sugar for you like a candy shop. I'ma go through the door and I'm gonna see the line. Smoke constant and none of the exit sign. Me and my boys come down to do exactly what we went showed up to do. You know, even then there's no sun, we gon' have big fun. 'Cause you're my kind of people. I'll say yes, you are my kind of people. I see clicks on a Wednesday night. Yeah, my people, yeah.
there again, it's like, you know, like the cousins or uncles or aunts that you know, I feel like I'm closer to than some of my real family in a way. I mean, anytime I see like Linda or Kaz, I get big hugs from them. And Dave, we call each other nicknames, you know, Fish Lips or Larry or whatever. Everybody's got a, you know, nickname from Dave, of course. And that's another reason why I'm still here, I believe, because they treat you really well. They treat you like you're a family member.
Another big thing that was awesome when we started those first like 5 years is that the crew there, like the bartenders with, you know, Disco and Donna and Susan, I mean, they were all like in the perfect mindset to create a party. And
Donnie at the door.
Donnie at the door, like everybody, it was a regular kind of staff on Wednesdays too. So it was, you know, you got the same experience, and they were always, you know, the you know, rock and roll, the crazier the better. They could really handle it, and you know, they were just good at.
Once you got like 10 punches in your card, then you would start to get prizes.
Yeah, you know,
discounted entry and
I think they
free
just-
shot every once in a while. And
Yeah, they totally understood about like making a scene, because that's like how you
Yes.
build a house gig, is like make it super duper fun. And if you come there, they're like, this is gonna be super fun. We'll be super nice to you. You know.
I've already got my 10 punches, so you just gotta start coming now.
Yeah.
And then 10 shows later,
Yeah.
you can bring your cousins and friends.
Yeah. And most bars won't do that, or if they do, not for very long.
right. It was a pretty long stretch with the same crew there.
E-Box, how you feeling tonight? Feel good. You look good. Smell good. That might be me. Tell them, baby. Oh, we feel good. Let's give them a lick, y'all. I said someday, yeah, we'll be walking along. You come step on the scene where I will be. And I said, hopefully, yeah, you're impressed by my charm. And the words
So what we hear most about, like if you ask anybody who's 35 or 40 years or older, they'll say Gluek's is like a downtown institution. Stained glass, we have a lot of stained glass inside. They like the woodwork, the nice arched ceilings. It's, you know, it's like a German beer hall atmosphere inside. And so that's kind of what we try to capitalize on, you know, being an old school bar.
It's an iconic place downtown. If you know it, then it means something. It's weird. It's one of those places that just won't leave your heart. You know, there's always a spot for Gluek's here.
Just that the last couple of years with the Rhythmic Circus and with just everybody's schedule, it's like Wednesdays are after 12 years, it's the gig that, you know, if you have to take one off in a week, that's the one. You know, we have so many friends, it's gonna always get covered. And at this point though, Corey moving out west, touring starting back up, Jay's hurt, like it's just gonna be, you know, it's gonna be like just forcing it to happen every week. And I think we're all just ready to see what Wednesday nights are like outside of the corner of 1st and 6th downtown Minneapolis. But it's still
So I'm pretty sure we'll probably start up again in like 5 months.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out everything else is lame, and then we're gonna like, let's go back. Yeah. Dang it.
Corey's gonna move back, this kid.
Yeah. Corey's gonna find out West Coast is lame. Move back.
We were talking about what to do on Wednesdays. What are we gonna do the first Wednesday ever? We don't have Gluek's, and we basically said, well, we'll probably go to Gluek's and hang out.
Let's go get drunk.
Yeah, I mean
It's sad.
It's just hard to say that it's over because it's just inevitable that once we're all kind of around, if we want to do another show together, it's gonna be like, well, let's go to Gluek's, or you know, like, where's the first kind of reunion show gonna happen? And is it gonna be, what is it gonna be like? In a month and a half, or you know?
How's anybody gonna get excited about the reunion show if we never break up?
We had 7 years from the time we reopened up to the fire, where we had a waiting line at lunch every day, basically. I mean, Monday through Friday. And we had good dinner crowd, and you know, back then we'd have 3 bartenders on a Monday night. We have 1 now, and we probably need a half.
Yeah.
You know. That was the salad days for Gluek's. Right after we had got a ton of press coverage after when we were about ready to open. The newspapers were doing stories on us. The TV news channels were doing stories on us.
Big old opening.
Big opening, and we were huge. Then more and more places were coming, being built, because when we were rebuilding, also the Target Center was being built.
Okay.
So we were rebuilding it at the same time. And then the Twin Stadium came. This is the 6th year. So that first year of the Twins, when we were not only had a brand new stadium that sold out every game,
Those rushes were insane.
but we also, the team made the playoffs that year. We had a good team. So that first year of the Twins was awesome. You know, we were packed every game. Now, 4 seasons of losing in 92 games or more, it's been rough. You got to find that next young band who's got a bunch of friends who like to party. They don't have to be good. They just, well, it helps if they're good. They just got to have a lot of friends who are in their 20s.
Right.
That's how Root City. They were just out of high school, basically.
Yeah, we definitely need something like that. If they want to keep a weeknight regular band here, they have to be somebody young with a big following like that. Who? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But there's somebody out there. They got to be, right? I think Alex has a great future. Heatbox has a great future. They all have, you know, great futures doing music because they're all amazing musicians and super awesome guys. So, I mean, as far as the people of Root City, I think there's no doubt in my mind that they'll all be successful and keep doing it and entertaining and being a great group to watch, whether they're with somebody else or together again, you know.
Since the Twins, ton of bar, you know, there's 25 new liquor licenses in this 6-block area that weren't here before the Twins. So competition is at the highest level ever right now.
I think we need to upgrade everything. Upgrade the entire sound system and lighting. We need to keep bands coming in and keep it being a music venue and not let it fade away as not being a music venue anymore. Have legit bands in here playing. Have fun things going on. Keep it a spot to go to. Keep it the hang or the you gotta stop by Gluek's when you go downtown type of place.
We have history on our side. Luckily, we own the building. A lot of restaurants come and go, bars come and go around here. We've been here for 81 years. That doesn't mean it's going to be here forever, but it's been a pretty good run. It's just pretty sweet. Disco Dan, his uncle, was bartender here. During a Friday night, had a heart attack and died behind the bar.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about
And they
this
just
story.
covered him up with towels and kept working. And
How
it was
long?
like, this was in either the late 50s or the early 60s. But
You know how
I
long
still
it took for
cannot
the-
believe that. I mean, what if that happened today? I mean,
Oh my God, so much trouble.
You'd be thrown in jail. I mean, that would be crazy.